Welcome to Talent Experience Live. As I like to say, the greatest show on the internet. We have an awesome new intro video. Love that. New logo. Things are looking fresh around here. This is the place to be every single week if you are a recruiter, a sourcer, a talent marketer, a talent manager. If you're in HR, if you're in HR tech, this is the place to be. My name's Tom Tate. I am the occasional co-conspirator, you might say, of the show here, Talent Experience Live. And today's episode will be featuring everyone's favorite primetime host, Devin Foster. He's not here with me today, but he'll be up in just a few minutes. He's currently on a plane right now on his way home from Las Vegas, and he had to phone a friend to kick off the show. So I'm excited to be here. If you're just joining us, we do go live every Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook. Be sure to like, subscribe. If you're on YouTube, click the little bell so you get notified. We want to make sure that you never miss a beat. We love being here, and we wouldn't be here if it weren't for you and our amazing community joining us every single week, participating in the chat. It's what we love. So thank you so much. Talent Experience Live is also proudly brought to you by the team here at Phenom. And here at Phenom, we are delivering intelligent talent experiences to over 500 amazing customers worldwide. Super exciting time for HR and HR tech. A lot of challenges, but we're tackling those, and it excites us. Our purpose is to help 1 billion people find the right job. It's not a typo. It's a true billion. I didn't misspeak. We are well on our way. Can't do it without you. And we do that with our intelligent talent experience platform, Phenom TXM. And this platform ensures that candidates find and choose the right job faster. Employees develop their skills and evolve, whether that's in their current role or beyond. Recruiters become wildly productive. Managers build stronger performing teams with actual data, and HR leaders align employee development with company goals. So we are serving candidates, employees, recruiters, managers, HR leaders, and we're pulling this all together in an easy to use platform powered by super slick artificial intelligence. And HRIS teams, they love it, right? Because it's easy to implement, easy to maintain. So if you want to learn more, head on over to phenom.com. We always love geeking out about this stuff. So if you want to learn more, check us out. We'd love to have a one-on-one conversation. I want to give a shout out to everyone in the chat. Let me know who you are, where you're from, what you do. Talent Experience Live is a great opportunity to connect with each other, find like-minded peers who are tackling similar challenges. Maybe you have questions. Maybe you want to connect with folks who can help guide you in a certain direction. We would love to do that. I'm here today in sunny Pennsylvania, but I want to also give a shout out to everyone who's been traveling this week. There's been a lot of conferences. We've been at Phenom. We've been at HR Tech in Las Vegas. We've been at Workday Rising in Florida. We have been to Gartner Reimagine HR in London. So we are all across the globe right now, and I imagine many of you are as well traveling. Many of you might still be out there, still be out on the HR tech circuit. So if you've been out there, hopefully you bumped into a Phenom crew. Hopefully you had an opportunity to say hello. If you are on your way home, safe travels getting home. Have a safe trip, and we would love to continue to connect with you. So today we're doing something different. We are kicking off a new seasonal approach here at Talent Experience Live. Every month, we're going to be entering into a different theme, right? Every month, we're going to be tackling a different challenge. And this month, it's all about recruitment marketing. So if you are in the recruitment marketing space, if you're looking to get into the recruitment marketing space, you want to make sure that you are getting notified, that you are staying tuned every Thursday at 12 p.m. for the next 4 weeks. This week on TXL, we have Amit Parmar. He is the founder of Cliquify. And he's going to share how recruiters can adjust their recruitment marketing strategies to truly meet candidates where they are. So he's going to be digging deep into how he is tackling recruitment marketing at Cliquify. And in the coming weeks, we're going to hear from Cave Social, we're going to hear from KenMed, and we're going to hear from some of our fellow Phenoms. So we're going to be diving into all things recruitment marketing. So without any further delay, let's get into today's episode with TXL host Devin Foster and Amit. Live from HR Tech in Las Vegas. Justin Devitt, let's roll the clip.
We have a very special guest. He'll be joining me in a moment. His name is Amit Parmar from Cliquify, and we are talking about how to meet candidates where they are. As long as folks have been posting jobs, they have been meeting candidates where they are, whether that be the newspaper on the day or on the internet with job boards. So it's an exciting topic. Can't wait to bring Amit on. Without any further hesitation, let's bring Amit onto the show. Amit, welcome to the program.
Yeah, man,
Recurring
excited to be
guest
here.
at this point.
Yeah.
So we're talking about recruitment marketing this season on Talent Experience Live, something you're very, very familiar with.
Yeah.
So my first question for you is, what does recruitment marketing mean to you?
Honestly, it's creating followers through content. It's as simple as that. And content is so critical these days. Gone are the days where people just look for you on a career site anymore. People are finding content in so many different ways now. And as LinkedIn always says, recruitment marketing is the #1 skill of the future recruiter.
LinkedIn might be onto something. No, it's true. And when you think about recruiting and recruitment marketing, it's not necessarily new, right? We've been meeting candidates where they are as long as jobs are being posted. It used to be help wanted signs, right?
That's right.
Then there were newspaper ads, right? Then the internet came on, right? You got the career builders, the monsters, everything like that. But it seems we're prepping for the next evolution of it, right?
Oh yeah, and it's about time, man, right? Like I see billboards on roads, and I'm like, what? Really? Like that is such like general marketing,
Yeah.
right? People are still spending a lot of money on billboards on roads.
The billboards on roads scares me a little bit because you shouldn't be texting and driving, right? What are you? You're pulling out your phone and taking a picture?
Scanning.
But I think there's something towards just creating a presence, right? And when we talk about social media and things like that, you can apply through Facebook, but you can't necessarily apply on your Instagram, on your TikTok, or anything like that. So with Cliquify, what's kind of the approach? How are you tracking the interactions that folks are having with, quite frankly, the new age job description, if you will, on social media?
There's this, from a content standpoint, it is so critical to keep things concise. Everybody has ADHD these days, right? Including myself. And just trying to stay on top of, the war on content and getting attention these days, right? So the way we do it at Cliquify is just keep it super simple. What is the concise message that you're trying to drive across your candidate base or your feature candidates? And then we actually track how the content is performing. A lot of post and pray happens today, is what I call it, without any data science behind it. And that's what we offer.
With the data that you're tracking, is it effective from a cost perspective?
Super effective.
Okay.
We're seeing 15x more engagement from candidates when your hiring leaders are sharing content, your recruiters are sharing content. It could be content that they build or somebody else's content. We're seeing about 3x less spend required to drive 15x more traffic, versus sponsored ads. There's a ton of use cases in terms of how do you do it faster, better, cheaper.
And I think there's something to it. We're so consumed with ads all the time, right? We're almost adverse to it at times. On Twitter, whenever I see it promoted underneath, I'm like, should I engage with this content? So posting natively and getting that interaction, tricking the algorithm a little bit has to help as well. And allows folks to maybe not be as hesitant, or if you do promote, they've already seen some of your more native content, and the promoted post is something that'll drive them to a job description page.
Yeah, and Edelman's trust barometer that gets published every year. If you look at the last 10 years, the trust factor in organizations declines every year, and so it's all about trust. Who do you trust content from? But you see a lot more traction when you get a little real with your content. But there's a fine balance, right? I was just talking to one of our clients. Sometimes it's a little scary of like, what if you have a pissed off employee, like who's just going to go off on, what's their experience at, working at that company, right? So there's a fine balance from an HR standpoint that you have to maintain. And there, of course, in the age we live in today, there are tools that enable you to make that balance.
Yeah, well, I think there's an aspect to it. I know Cliquify's doing some stuff with video now as well, so I want to ask you about that. But I think there's an importance of it that you can actually showcase what the office looks like. You can show faces, you can show people, you can show who the company truly is.
Sure.
Maybe build that trust. It doesn't sound like it's been on a good trajectory, but perhaps the video content and things like that will do. What exactly is Cliquify doing with video?
Yeah. Look, video's been around for a while. We're not doing anything crazy with video. We're just making it super easy for your employees to come up with videos, submit it, where somebody like an admin internally can review them all, make sure that there isn't a pissed off employee out there who's just gone haywire, those kinds of things to maintain that balance. But at the same time, get like real footage of people maybe working in their environment, right? No different than what you could maybe do with your iPhone today, but what we offer is analytics behind it, right? And that's really the differentiator around what kind of content is resonating based on the analytics that we're able to collect.
It's so important because, I mean, when you talk about recruitment marketing, there's some marketing in that. You have to find out what's working. You said gone are the days of post and pray. And you can essentially give prompts to the employees as well so that you can maybe avoid some of those upset employees and make sure that they are being genuine, but they're answering the questions that you have, the things that you want to showcase that you've learned from the data, right?
Yeah, and we actually feed that right back into the process. So, for example, an employee that you're requesting a video from through Cliquify, there are actually questions that are very tailored in terms of what they should be talking about when they're actually creating the video. We're also working on audio content, which is super interesting from a diversity and inclusion perspective. So putting the faces away that you get in video and just talking about just audio, and there's a whole area that we want to address in terms of how do you remove some of the biases that you might get from video.
It's true. I mean, we have that unconscious bias, right? We can't necessarily get rid of it. It happens. It's been happening for years. I know when I was a recruiter, somebody walked into the office, you immediately have that gut reaction. It's human nature. So utilizing audio is a great way to maybe circumvent that, to try and avoid that unconscious bias, right? And start off that next step.
Yeah, and we were just actually talking to a mutual client, and we were talking about audio, and what they had a great idea. They're like, I would love to get audio interviews posted on a Phenom-powered career site. right.
I love it. And audio inherently is the beginning of the recruitment process as well. Pick up the phone and you call somebody to apply, right? Hey, can we schedule an interview? Obviously, there's technology now that can schedule some things, but there's still that phone screen part of the process that you can do. I also think, as much hate as audio gets, podcasts are still a really big thing, right? People listen to things. You can multitask while you do it. So I love that.
Yeah, audio is going to be, we're super excited about audio as well. To be seen in terms of, how much adoption we get out there. I view what you just mentioned, I view kind of the career site, just content in general, as a storefront, right? So if you're a Target or a Walmart, or Starbucks, right? You get a certain experience that you expect from the storefronts. And we're looking at content from that perspective. Is what is that storefront that you're putting out there for your candidates in a very realistic way, because you don't want to be overselling.
I love that storefront analogy, because oftentimes if you go into a store, you window shop a little bit, right? You look at what they have, you poke around, maybe you circle back home. You're still thinking about it 2-3 days later. That definitely happens in Vegas with all the fancy stores. I don't have that kind of money to throw around. But to your point, a career site, and that's where meeting candidates where they are and serving them up some of that content on social media feeds, with video, with audio, with pictures, as simple as it may be, as simple as Instagram, you're going to get them to come back to the storefront and make that purchase.
That was awesome. So we caught, a quick interview with Devin Foster and Amit from Cliquify live from the Phenom booth at HR Tech. And I don't know about you, but I loved hearing kind of the hustle and the bustle of the event floor, right? Really loved kind of this vibe of people getting back into real world events. So if you were at HR Tech or if you were at Workday Rising, hope you had a blast connecting with folks and really kind of getting back into the swing of things, which is really exciting. Kyle joined us. Thank you, Kyle. Love the storefront analogy. I do as well. Really awesome. And I caught a lot of things. So I was listening to Amit, and just a few things that popped up. Gone are the days when people are just finding you on the career site finding your help wanted signs. Things have changed dramatically. And recruitment marketing is all about creating content, right? Creating that content that is going to draw candidates into the narrative and draw candidates towards your employer brand. And the war for talent, Devin and Amit, they were talking about ADD, right? And the war for talent is really kind of transforming into the war for attention, right? It's all about the war for attention. Who can get the attention and keep the attention of candidates faster? What is Amit was saying? What is the concise message that you're trying to drive, and then track that, right? Use data. We have so much data now. There's no more post and pray. Kyle also chimes in. I think for TA verticals, it's important to have that storefront for both candidates as well as internal customers. What you want recruitment to be known for or viewed as. I've seen so much commentary around that across LinkedIn. Super critical. And your employer brand means everything. I saw a really good post on LinkedIn the other day about what is the impact of a TA function or recruiter ghosting a candidate. The impact could really be a lost customer, and you might not think about it that way, but it's happening. So if a candidate has a negative experience interacting with your brand during the hiring process, that could turn into a lost customer and negatively impact the greater brand as well. So super important. One of the things that really struck me, as you can see, I have my fancy microphone here. I love listening to podcasts. I love creating podcast content. So when I hear Amit talking about audio content being the next big thing, that really excites me. So things like putting the faces away and just focusing on the stories, right? And I thought that was really impactful too when we're thinking about diversity, equity, and inclusion, and trying to eliminate some of that inherent bias that we have when we see photographs and when we see video content. So this idea that I'll be going to career sites and seeing more audio content, audio clips, audiograms, as they call them on Instagram and on social media, that really excites me, right? So you heard it here first. If you start seeing audio content pop up on a bunch of different career sites and recruitment feeds, you'll know that Amit is pushing that. So Amit, thank you so much. Awesome. Well, this has been a fantastic episode. I mean, this was really cool to kind of get that live vibe, from HR Tech. And thank you, Devin and Amit, for sitting down and having that conversation, recording that, shipping it back to us here at Pennsylvania so Justin and I can put it on the feed. We, again, are starting a new season. So it's all about recruitment marketing. So if you liked what you heard today, tune in next Thursday, 12 p.m. Eastern. And every Thursday this month, we're going to be covering this topic in more detail. And we have some great guests. So next week, I believe we have Cave Social. So we'll be having another guest come on. We'll be talking about recruitment marketing with Cave Social. We're gonna be diving deep. As you can imagine, we'll probably be talking a bit about social. So if you're interested in that, definitely join us. I want to give a shout out to everybody who joined us in the audience today, chiming in. Really appreciate it. Kyle, thank you. Thanks for your commentary. I want to thank Justin Devitt, who's always behind the scenes, pulling the levers, making things happen. I'm sure he's behind that amazing new intro video that we saw. We got a fresh new logo to kick off the fresh new season. So thank you, Justin. I want to thank you all for your time and attention. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. If you're traveling to and from these conferences, travel safe. Hope you get home safe. Have a great weekend. We'll catch you next week on Talent Experience Live.